Hello, and I should say good morning because it's morning time where I'm at. Um, so I go out this morning. I put my grandkids get on the bus, and then I decided, okay, I'm gonna go out to a store. I'm not gonna say what store, but it was like I know I shouldn't have been there. It's not a bad store, but it's just like I shouldn't have been there because I've been spending a lot of money that I shouldn't have been spending lately. So I'm like, no, I don't need to be in the store. But I went inside the store. I'm browsing around, and it's cool here. And I am one. My feet stay cold, and like my head, I try to keep my head covered. So anyways, you get the picture. So I'm like, okay, well, let me just put on one of my hats today because I like to wear my product out so people can see them. And some of them, I see some people stare, they look, whatever. Nobody approaches me usually, but I had this one lady this morning that approached me. I put the pictures of the hat that I had on, with me having the hat on, like in the beginning of the video. You saw those, right? Okay, that's the hat that I had on this morning. Okay, it's this hat right here. I took it off because I'm in the house right now. So it's this hat right here. So I had it on, and she was like, "Oh, I like your hat." I'm like, "Thank you." She was like, "Well, where'd you get it from?" I said, "I made it." She said, "You made it?" I said, "Yes." I said, "I crochet and I knit and I do a lot of other things." I said, "I'm very crafty." She said, "Oh, but I really like it." I said, "Well, thank you." She said, "Well, how much would you charge for something like that?" And I'm like, "How much would I charge?" And in my mind, I'm like, I haven't even put my stuff up on my Etsy shop yet. So I don't. So, I'm like, okay. So I said, hold on, let me think. So I'm calculating or whatever. So she gives me a price. She said, "You don't even have to, and I'm like, okay. And so she said, "Well, when could you have one, for me?" I'm like, okay. So what do you mean, like today? She said, "Yes." I was like, well, I'm sitting there calculating, okay, once I get home, I get settled, I get all the material, da da da. I said, probably in about, I said, I'm going to say 3 hours. I said, it doesn't take me that long to make it, but I'm going to say 3 hours to give myself some time, whatever. She said, okay. She said, well, do you have Cash App? And I'm like, this woman is really pressing me. I said, yes, I do have Cash App. So she said, okay, well, give me your Cash App. I'll Cash App you the money right now. I'm like, okay. So she Cash Apped me the money while I'm standing right there. She Cash Apped me. And then I was like, okay, well, I need your number. I said, so once I finish, I can call you and we can meet up somewhere else or somewhere within the area because where I was at, it's not that far from my house. Like, it's only probably like 5 minutes up the street. She said, okay. So now I'm getting ready to, like, I made the hat. Here's the hat. It didn't take me that long to make the hat. So I made the hat because I asked her also what colors does she want. She said, give me something kind of fall-y. And I'm like, fall-y? Like fall? I don't know what color. So this was what I did. So I said, since she liked the one I had on and it had 2 colors, I said, well, let me just give her, because I looked at her and I saw her and I saw kind of like her style a little bit. So I said, okay, well, I'll go ahead and I'll do, because I already had this yarn and this one. I said, let me just do that like this for her. So I did the hat. The hat is done. Oh, and also I did show her how like I put the buttons in the hats. Like I took my hat off in the store. I showed her how I put the buttons in the hat and how the pom-pom comes off comes off and you can change them out. And she told me, she said, well, I like that pom-pom, but could you make it a little bigger? That's fine. Yes, I can. And I said, you have the option of wearing, the pom-pom or not. She loved that too. So anyways, I'm going to show you how, like right now, I finished the hat, but I want to do the pom-pom. And for whatever reason, I have no idea, not unless I put it out in my shed and I don't feel like running out there because it's cold. So this is how I'm going to make the pom-pom with my hands, okay? So, you know, of course, you know, y'all know, well, I don't know, if you've been watching and following my videos, you know I use elastic. So I'm going to cut my elastic. I always cut my elastic first. Let me move the head out the way so you'll be able to see. So I'm going to tie my elastic. I was just so shocked and amazed this morning. I'm like, oh my gosh, really? Okay, so that's, okay, I need to hurry up and get my hats up on Etsy. Or, you know, what a website. You know, Etsy, that's like my go-to. I'm going to go and do Etsy. I had said I wasn't going to do Etsy, but I'm going to go ahead and do Etsy because I have my keychains up on there that I do. So I'm going to go ahead and put my hats up. Okay. Tug to make sure it's tight. I always make the these first just so it won't I won't have to do it later, more or less. So that's tight. So I have that. And usually when y'all see me do them, I do them with I have something. But anyways, like I said, today I'm using my hands. So I'm gonna make her a two-tone one of the colors because I was like, okay, just from looking at her and seeing how her personality and who she was or whatever. Okay, so when I'm doing this with my hand, I'm gonna take these two. I'm gonna cut about, yeah, I'm not gonna need too much. I don't know, that's probably about 12 inches or so. Cut that. Because I'm gonna need this to tie when I'm wrapping. So I'm gonna put the yarn in between my two fingers right here. Because I'm gonna do the hand wrap today, making the pom-pom with my hand, okay? All right, so now I'm gonna do 2 strings of each of the colors. So I'm gonna hold it here. Well, let me do it this way because I wanna wrap around that way. I'm gonna hold the yarn in my hand right here to start it off so it won't go nowhere. And then this piece is gonna be laying down here because once I get started, it's gonna lay down. Right now it's flying all over the place. And then these two across here. Okay, so I'm gonna get started wrapping. I don't know how many times I'm gonna wrap, but this is gonna, it should be kind of big because I got big hands, so I'm gonna keep my fingers stretched. So I'm gonna wrap. I'm gonna fast forward it when I'm doing this. Yellow that I had, I think it's saffron. So now, see, this is the string that I had in between my fingers. So I'm gonna pull this up here and this one. So I need to tug on this one a little more. I'm gonna go ahead and put on the elastic. Because I want the elastic sitting right there. So now I'm gonna grab both of these. I'm not tying it right now, but I do have to grab, I'm sorry that my hands are in your way, but I do have to grab both of these. So when I pull the yarn off my hand. So now I need to pull this around to make sure it's in the middle because that's where I want it at. the tie part right there in the middle. So I'm not even gonna pull tight yet. I know this is staying together. And I'm gonna tie it one time, like bring it around one time. And I'm just gonna pull. Trying to make sure everything is staying like it is. And I'm gonna pull tight as I can. Okay. So now I'm gonna flip it to the other side. And I'm gonna tie it on this side. I'm gonna tie it one time and I'm gonna pull tight. Oops. And then I'm gonna flip it back over to the other side. Making sure everything is out the way. They just need to be pulled up. And looking on this side. Okay, so since I'm here now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna, I guess I guess it's called a surgical knot. I'm gonna double, see, I'm gonna bring it around one time and then I'm gonna bring it around again. And then I'm gonna tie it tight. Then I'm gonna hold it. And I'm just gonna twist this around like this. That holds my knot in place. And I'm gonna tie it one more time. So that is not going anywhere. Okay, so now all I have to do is cut. Like these, I don't need these anymore because this is secure. So now I just have to cut around, cut my loops. Okay, I think I have all of those. Now I have to cut these. Okay, so now I have to just bring everything out and just cut around. So now, if I can get these scissors off my finger, it's time to fluff. Okay, so I have some more cutting to do, so I'm gonna speed this process up too. So here's the finished pom-pom. Pom-pom with the elastic. Now I'm going to attach the pom-pom to the hat. So just trying to find the middle of the hat. Sometimes it don't even really matter if you're in the middle, directly in the middle, which I think that is, that's directly in the middle, because it's still gonna look nice, but just as long as you don't have it off to the side, unless you're doing two pom-poms. Okay, it's hooked on to the yarn. I knew it. Okay, let me turn the hat inside out so you can see. I know every video that I do when I do my pom-poms, I show this, but to me it's important that you hook it on right so you won't be walking and the pom-pom comes off. Okay, so the elastic, go across once, go across twice. Like this one, I only need to go across 2 times because this feels very secure. Okay, so 2 times. You fix your head and you fluff. And that's a lot bigger than the other one. Oh, she's gonna love this. Okay. So this is her complete hat. Now the pom-pom is bigger because she said she wanted a bigger pom-pom versus the one when I did this hat. You see how small this pom-pom is compared to that pom-pom? So I did her a bigger pom-pom. So now I just have to go and call her and let her know that her hat is complete and is ready. And I'll have a happy customer. Thanks for watching. I might do a video tutorial on this particular hat. I'm not for sure because I think in the last video that I did, I might have said, like when I was doing crocheting, I might have called the stitch that I was doing the wrong one. Like I don't know if I said a single crochet, but I think it's supposed to be a single double crochet. I don't know. So if I do a video on this hat, I'm probably not gonna have any sound on it and I'm not gonna be saying anything. But if you all would like to see a video, please comment and let me know that you want to see a tutorial on this particular hat. And I would greatly appreciate it. So I will see you in the next video. Bye.